happy and we're singing and we're coloring. Give me a high five.
All right, Anchor. No, I'm just kidding. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, joined by my guy Big Game James, and it is the 4th episode now of the Best of Enemies podcast. James, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
What's good, big dog? I'm, happy to be here. Now we doing the dual thing. Now we got the thing popping. So we just trying to step up in our lives, trying to be futuristic, trying to show different things. So yeah, man, let's have a good time. So everybody come on in here, man. I like what we doing, and it's always good to talk to you and talk some good Cowboys Philly. And before we go any further, bro, I was getting home from work, and I took an Uber, right? And the Uber, it was Friday because my car was down. So the Uber was Friday. So when I got in the Uber, I had my Cowboys gear. That's how I rock it. I always 24/7. As soon as I got in the Uber, dude was like, "Nah, you can't get in the ride." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Nah, you can't get in here with that on." And I'm like, "Oh my God." I said, "Here we go." I'm like, "So who's your football team?" And he goes, "Eagles." And I'm like, "Oh my God." It ended up being dog, y'all everywhere. And it's so funny because by the end of the trip, he's like, "Okay, you ain't like all them other Cowboys. You like the 1%." You know what I'm saying? So we end up being cool because I'm like that, not the regular Cowboys fan. Well, it was funny because he was like, "Oh man, y'all suck." I was like, "But the funny thing is, bro, I was like, y'all always talking about us. We don't never talk about you." And then he got real quiet. He ain't say nothing. I'm like,
that's how we do.
It's true.
We everywhere. Look, I mean,
no,
I
y'all
think that
always
we
talking
both
about
can.
us. No, y'all always talking about us.
I never talk about y'all unless it's with y'all.
It's
You know what I'm
not-
saying? I like to troll y'all. Don't get me wrong. I like to talk about junk when it's with y'all. But I will say we're both we both take that token. We're both not the same. I know a lot of people on my channel hate that I don't like to argue. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's fun, and that's kind of funny because that's kind of how our friendship worked, right? I feel like we met in the live and we both kind of disliked each other at first, and then we heard each other talk. So I mean, that's how it works. It's hilarious though. Eagles fans are everywhere. They're literally everywhere. I live in Florida. I live in Tampa, and I just went to Publix literally an hour ago, and there was 2 or 3 guys, Eagles decked out in Eagles gear. So it's always love. I love it. I love to see it. But let's talk some football, brother. Let's talk some football. So look, there's been a lot of rumors, a lot of stuff going on with the draft guys. There's a lot of guys that are slipping because of, everybody has a low work ethic. Everybody questions their work ethic when they're a top 5 guy. I feel like it happens every single year. But was there any headlines that popped out to you, or any guys that, any storylines, I should say, that popped out to you?
What, this week about some prospect or players, anything like that?
Yeah, just in general. I mean, there's a lot that happened in the NFL in general, I feel like.
Well, I mean, there's obviously a lot going on in the NFL in general. I mean, the Cowboys were in the news once again. If we're talking about my team, if you're throwing it out there again, we're in the news once again, talking about the mini scandal with the cheerleaders having hush money of $2.4 million total for cheerleaders. One of the Dallas Cowboys top PR guys retired out of nowhere, and it was him that it was involved in. And it's just kind of crazy how just these things keep kind of happening, and dysfunction, in my opinion, and people are like, "Oh, that happens everywhere." Okay, well, that doesn't make it better. And when I see dysfunction that's going on with the team, and why the team still has funny things happening, things like that, to me, affect the team, whether they want to say it or not. And I just feel like, the Cowboys are always in the media for, not the right things at times. And that just gets kind of annoying. But a good thing, Brian Flores just got put on by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's their assistant defensive backs coach or something like that.
I think linebackers coach. I could be wrong.
Something like that. He's super overqualified, whatever it is.
Definitely.
The good thing about it's kind of ironic that the team or the organization that really started the Rooney Rule, which was the Steelers, were the first team to reach out and say, well, we're going to be proactive and take on Brian Flores, and we don't care what happened, and we don't care about none of the controversy, and we don't care what the NFL says. We're going to go ahead and give him a job because we're not going to blackball him. And that's what I really respect about that decision with Pittsburgh, because they stepped up and said, we're still going to touch you. We're not going to be the team that says, oh, we're turning that head to you because you are a whistleblower now and you can't get a job in the NFL. So to me, that's a huge shout out for Pittsburgh stepping out there and saying, we don't care what the NFL says. You're still good with us. So that was big to me.
Facts. Yeah, that is a good look. I mean, like you said, he's farly overqualified. I don't understand how he doesn't have a head coaching job, especially, a Houston job or something like that. There was plenty of jobs to take this year for him to get overlooked. Did you hear about the whole Bieniemy stuff as well?
Tell me all about that.
Yeah, so obviously I don't know every single detail, but the overall picture of what I got, seeing what I did see and reading what I did read, is that there was like some type of scuff between Bieniemy and Mahomes, and there's just some type of unrest there, saying that he just doesn't fit. Like it basically, it was poo-pooing on Eric Bieniemy, saying like he just doesn't fit in Kansas City, and it seems like that's kind of why he wasn't getting a job. I don't know if that's just like them now trying to put that out there to make him look bad. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they're saying that there's unrest between him and Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. I feel like everybody's in a beef right now because they even said it about Tom Brady. Tom Brady apparently wasn't cool with Bruce Arians. Like, I don't really know what's going on.
To me, it's I hate it because it's always like after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like you didn't hear about none of this while it was going on, but I guess that's why they kept it hush. We're just trying to win a championship, so we don't want the drama. We don't want the controversy. So maybe that could be it. That's the reason why some of this stuff happens. But, you wonder why Eric Bieniemy hasn't got a job yet, and people keep like, why is he having a job? Why isn't he having a job? And then this comes out. It's kind of weird because that kind of like justifies why he's not getting a job. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just, well, this is the reason why, because he can't get along with Pat Mahomes, or he can't do this and he can't do that. But that's kind of bad because that's Kansas City dogging your coordinator who was being, you wasn't saying that when y'all was getting them championship and Super Bowl games, was you?
Facts. One bad year and everything's going down the drain.
You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady wasn't saying none of that when they was getting them Super Bowl championships. Yeah, he was getting on you. Bruce Arians ain't the regular guy. Bruce Arians is going to tear into you. Tom Brady ain't, I guess, been not used to that. I don't know what Belichick used to do to him, but I guess that because we know what Bruce Arians did to Tom Brady his first year when he came in the league. I mean, when he first came over to Tampa Bay, he was calling him out, and I never heard Tom Brady get called out like that. So, you know what I mean? It's just kind of weird how that dynamic is and always kind of happens after the fact. But, NFL, they just got a lot of kind of things going on. They need to step up because just when you look at the NBA and some other organizations, especially like with the NBA, when I watched the rookies versus the sophomore challenge, how they put it at a certain point thing, 50 points, and then you go to 25, made it really competitive. Like they were making it competitive where it doesn't get out of control. And I think the NFL just kind of needs to step up in a whole bunch of things, Pro Bowl, minorities. NFL just got to step up in a lot of things, man. I think they're behind, and they say they're, the front runner and doing a lot of things, but I think they're lacking in a lot of things, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's funny that you bring that up because honestly, this whole Super Bowl, and I hate to use this word, and I don't want to say that it's funny, but it is kind of like, I felt like it was very obvious pandering. This whole Super Bowl, it was like anybody that they could get that can kind of fit the urban community. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like every move they made was calculated in that sense. So I feel you, they do, but they can't do it like, I just feel like it's so pushed, like just give the people that deserve opportunities. Like we've seen, I'm glad Lovie Smith is back in the NFL, but it feels like that was like a forced pick. Like that was like, oh, everybody knows who Lovie Smith is. Let's just go get him. He'll be a scapegoat for when we suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to go give somebody like a Brian Flores a real job, and I just don't get it. Like I will say one thing because Brian Flores, we'll start getting to the draft a little bit, but Brian Flores did say that he didn't want to lose and that was one of the points of contention. I will say this as a fan, You know, obviously I'm not in the organization, but like for me, if we're not a good team and it makes sense for us to tank that year, I'm kind of like gonna get mad at my coach that doesn't want to tank. Like I feel like I understand your pride, but there's business side of it as well. Like you getting that first, second, third pick is a little bit more worth it to me than you showing me you can win 6 or 7 games. You know what I'm saying? Do I stand alone on that? I kind of want to get your opinion on that. Like, how would you feel if Mike McCarthy was like, yeah, I got fired because I refused, to lose, but you only won like 6 or 7 games?
Yeah, I'm be mad at that. I would be mad at that. I just feel like I get it if you got a team that's not good, and then you understand that, hey, we're not gonna win anyway. We don't have the team anyway, so let's go ahead and just try to get the pick. I understand that, but I got too much of a competitive nature to where I'm not trying to lose games. Like my competitive nature won't allow me to do that. So I understand where Flores was coming from. And also when I say about the NBA, see that tanking stuff, they solved that in my opinion with the NBA because they started doing that lottery. And they started doing it where it doesn't matter if you're the worst team, you'll be within the top picks, but you aren't guaranteed the top pick, based because you have the worst record. So it took away that tanking from these teams in the NBA where they automatically thought they were going to get the first pick and they could sit out players and lose games. Well, when they do that lottery, you can't do it because you can still be the worst team, but you're not guaranteed the first pick. And I think they need to do that with the NFL because I think that would cut down that tanking, and then teams wouldn't come in and feel like they had to do that because it doesn't matter if you're the worst team. Now you're going to be a ball is going to pick you top worst teams. So that tanking would stop, and I think they need to adopt that in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think that this year even proves it a little bit more. Like, I don't know, the NFL, like you said, I think you said it best. Like the NFL is just behind. I think as much as they think that they're like, setting new trends and becoming the, face of equality, if you will, you know what I mean? Like
they're not.
Yeah, you're just behind. A lot of the stuff. Yeah, a lot of the stuff you do is like an old rich guy sitting behind a computer thinking like this will make them happy.
Right.
You know what I
mean? and then you bring back Goodell again. You know what I mean? Y'all renegotiating his contract, and it's just like y'all like him because he protects that shield too. You know what I mean? I posted something on my Twitter where there was a gentleman. He was with I don't know if he was with the specific football team, but he stood up and asked Goodell about the questions about minorities and why aren't minorities being hired, and he asked specific good questions. Man, Goodell was just stumped, bro. He well. What you have to think about, man, whatever, dude. Like when you're doing that, it's just like you didn't have no answers. You don't have no answers. You're behind. It's just like, bro, I don't want to hear it. You feel me, Joe? I don't want to hear it no more from Goodell, bro. I just feel like you're just protecting these guys. You're talking about you're opening doors for diversity, and it's so freaking behind. It's crazy when you look at the numbers. Are not even. And we're not just talking about blacks. We're talking about minorities across the board. And, it just needs to change for real. It really does. They need to put them owners like, and it's like they need to put something to them, like hold them to something, because it's like the owners just do what they want. You know what I mean? And if that owner did that, where he's trying to pay this dude $100,000 to tank, no, he should go. You know what I'm saying? Should get owners in there to have a little bit more football morals in that, in my opinion. I don't think you should be tanking. I think you should try to be competitive as you can, and if you lose, you lose, but you still should try to put the best product on the field every single game. I don't care. That's just me.
I agree, especially if you're going to charge the fans the same damn price. You know what I'm saying? If we're expected to see the same product every week, right, you should give us the same product or at least attempt to give us a good product every week. So I agree. I mean, Marianne kind of said it perfectly. Like the NFL is far too reactive. You know what I'm saying? As soon as something happens, that's when they want to do something to make it look like we've always, cared about this. Like, come on, man. Like we're not dumb. We're not blind. I think we can see it, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm glad we got that talking. That was a good little talk. But I do want to get into the draft. I want to get back into mock draft, talk about some prospects, and everybody in the chat, feel free to, chime in as well.
Yeah, chime in
So,
on the draft because we love hearing what you got to say. And I didn't mean to cut you off, Joe, but before you
oh no,
do
you're
that,
good.
man, I got we went to the Senior Bowl. Me and my girl, we went to the Senior Bowl. And the good thing I really love about this, man, is Jim Nagy, who is the forefront guy in that Senior Bowl. He's been posting a lot of videos. Look out for this guy, check out this guy. He's been showing the videos and showing some highlights. If you go to my page, if you ever want to follow Big Game James, go check out my page because I gave a scouting report as soon as I left the Senior Bowl of all the players that I liked or look out for. Nagy is posting these videos, man, and it's pretty much a lot of the guys that I had already talked about that I said look out for. He's posting these videos of these prospects. A guy I've been kind of talking about on the late round, Velus Jones Jr. from Tennessee. He's a receiver. I said keep an eye on him. He just posted a video of him today. Also, Jake Ferguson, Wisconsin, tight end. I liked him a lot. He posted him today. Show some. Actually, I had him in my mock draft. You know what I mean? I had Velus Jones Jr. in my mock draft. I mocked these guys way before, so it's kind of dope that he's posting these videos because these are all guys that I had said, hey, kind of keep your eye on him. Bo Melton is another kid that I said, hey, he's got some wiggle. Keep an eye on him. He posted Bo Melton from Rutgers. So Christian Watson from North Dakota State's another receiver I liked. Said keep an eye on him. So, hey, check it out. What we're putting in some work over here, man, and keep an eye on it on what we say because some of these guys are out there saying these same type of things. You know what I mean? So it feels kind of validated what you kind of see within your own eyes.
Yeah, I mean, not to like pat myself on the back or us on the back. I guess it's a double pat. A lot of these guys. I mean, we were talking Channing Tindall. We were talking Jermaine Johnson a lot earlier than a lot of these guys. Some of these offensive lineman guys. We were high. I think a Kenyon Green is somebody you brought up far before I heard anybody else bring up, even before the Senior Bowl. So, yeah, like you said, I mean, this is the beauty of going through these mock drafts because I don't necessarily sit here and say, oh, this is exactly what's going to happen, but it's good to go through all the possibilities, learn different names, and, see what their skill sets are and it's even better because we have totally different needs, even if they're the same position. And that's something we keep on going back to, like a Velus Jones that you said. He's not necessarily something we're looking for as a wide receiver, but we're still looking for a wide receiver as the Eagles. So it's good to see those kind of, parallels, right? And the contradiction. So, I love doing these mock drafts, to be honest. So we'll hop into this one. And obviously we did 7 rounds last time. We'll do that again. And we picked look at that cute little dog. And then we picked the Eagles and the Cowboys. I'm surprised they even got the Cowboys on here. What's the point?
Man, whatever, dog. What's the point for y'all, bro? Y'all still, and I was telling him, y'all stay talking, but y'all stay getting swept.
Hey, did we get swept last year? Yeah, we did.
You guys, that was rough. Actually, on a 3-game losing streak to us Cowboys. I ain't really trying to hear all that noise.
Yeah, and we got blown out that first game that you're talking about. So
y'all got blown out.
We got the 2 games in a row.
Yeah, and no 3 because you got blown out when we had Andy Dalton too.
What was the score on that one? I can't remember the exact score.
37-17. 37-17.
Yeah, we got blown out on that one too. It is. It's all right though. It's all right though.
I know.
I'm having a good day. I was having a good day today, James. I don't know what happened to you. What's going on?
I was just saying, just letting you know. We friends, but I'm just always letting you know who got this right now. All right.
So the Eagles got the first pick, obviously. Well,
who you rolling with? Who you rolling?
It's gonna be interesting. It's interesting to see some of these names that come off. Malik Willis came off already.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Kenny
I ain't taking
Pickett
no Malik
and Matt
Willis.
Corral.
No, I'm not taking no Malik Willis at no 6. No way.
At 6, 3 quarterbacks in the top 15. I don't see.
That's crazy. That's not happening. That's not happening. But we'll roll with it. That's not happening.
Yeah. I don't know. Either way,
what was the quarterbacks? Matt Corral. They took him. Well, that's basically saying we're done with Baker.
And that's a Browns type pick. That's definitely a Browns type pick. Like if I had to choose any quarterback, like last year, I said like adamantly that Mac Jones, if he went to the Patriots, that's the only place I really saw him kind of fitting in. Right. But like Matt Corral, go to the Browns. Like you're their perfect type of quarterback. I don't know why. I just think he would fit. Maybe he's not good, but he'll fit perfectly out there. All right, let me stop yapping.
Who you
Who am
going
I
with?
going with first?
Where you going with?
If this is how the board fell to me, I would love for the Eagles to go ahead and get David Ajabo. I don't think that there's much that we need to say about him, right? Like freak athletic. Like, and when I say you're gonna hear us say a very athletic or high athlete, you know, we're gonna hear a lot about athleticism throughout this draft. But David Ajabo, I think, is the bar. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody else just kind of comes up behind him, especially defensively. So I'm gonna go David Ajabo. We need edge rush help, and he is kind of a project, in my opinion, but he's definitely worth the wait. Now, here we've talked, and last time you got me into picking Tyler Linderbaum. This time I'm not doing it. I am not doing it because
that's fine.
I kicked myself in the butt the whole time that I did that. I'm going to be 100% honest.
Go ahead. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Like I said, I want you to take him so I ain't have to deal with him.
So you have to deal with that smoke, right?
Yeah, man.
You know, realistically, I'm
everybody wants us to take him, and I'm one guy that's not talking about taking him, and everybody's like, "You crazy? We need a center." You remember you jumped on my post yesterday when I said I get a problem with people saying Tyler Biadasz is trash. She's like, he's trash.
I had to. That's what I'm saying. Whenever I see stuff like that, that's just like low hanging fruit. I have to take my jokes.
Like, we okay, man. Like, give him some time, bro.
I will say this. I, as an Eagles fan, don't necessarily want a wide receiver, but I feel like it's something that they would address in this draft just because they like to upset me. Now, I think it is just something that they want.
But let me ask you. I didn't mean to cut you off. Let me ask you, David Ajabo. You gonna take him at 15th? Do you think he's ready at 15th? I don't think he's that ready. But go ahead.
I think you're right. You're 100% right to say that. But the ceiling is so high on him. Like, he only had this 1 year. He's obviously got a lot of technique to learn. He's very raw at football in general. If I'm not mistaken, he only started a couple years ago, if that.
Yeah, like, and then get no tick at Michigan.
Exactly. So I mean, I get it. I definitely get it. But at that position, the size, the speed, I feel like we can make something out of him. I get it 100% though. Me personally, maybe I take a George Karlaftis. But I know a lot of my subscribers would love a David Ajabo, and I wouldn't be mad at a David Ajabo. But you're right. You're 100% right. He's a project. I even said that after I picked him. He's sort of a project, but the ceiling's just so high, and we need edge rushers so bad. And this won't be the last time I take an edge guy. But here I'm not going to go wide receiver. I would love to go wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. But we're going off the board because I just don't like how they do this, dude. And I told you, I really don't care that he's this far down. I think it's a criminal misjudgment of who Kaiir Elam is. I know he's another guy. He had one really, really good year. His freshman year kind of fell off a little bit, had injuries, but the talent's there. I think he's like 6'2", 205 or something like that. Speed, he's got the technique. I think he's got everything you need. He can get better. Probably in zone coverage, but I'm taking Kaiir Elam because I'm going to take who I want. I'm not going to go by the board because sometimes
I feel you. That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. Sometimes that junk messes me up, looking and being like, "Well, I can get this guy," and then this one is just easy. I'm not going to run away from this pick ever. I'm taking Devin Lloyd, man. I'm taking Devin Lloyd, best linebacker in the draft. You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Nope.
You heard it here first. Best linebacker in the draft. All right, now it's the Dallas Cowboys.
We're up now.
Yes, sir.
Should be pretty. It's gonna be tough because I like both of these players, Kenyon Green and Zion Johnson. But I'm going to. I like both of those guys. It's gonna be between.
You got Nakobe Dean there.
I'm not doing Nakobe Dean. I told you I got the linebacker. I told you I'm not falling for it. I like Nakobe Dean, but I know I can get other linebackers that can fit this team. And I need a offensive line that can plug in right now.
I respect that. So, the Eagles need two. So
this is tough because Kenyon Green can do, he can play a lot of different things, man. He played all down the line except center. Zion Johnson was specifically your left guard, left tackle, but he played center in the Senior Bowl, and I thought he was very good at it. And I liked Zion Johnson. Like, I kept on hearing about him from other people, and then I liked him and watched him. So I'm fighting this one. I'm fighting this one, dog. I'm fighting this one.
I like Zion Johnson.
Ooh.
You got some Green. You got Kirby Joseph.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm not doing Kirby
right
Joseph.
now.
I'm not doing no Kirby Joseph.
Marianne hates it. Marianne hates Elo.
She said,
I told you,
soft
people hate
He
that.
said soft ass. I love it. What we talking about? I hear a lot of people over here on my end.
One of the Eagles
Green.
fans was saying to take Zion Johnson at 19. So Green,
They say Green is
we got
more
a lot
versatile
of Greens.
because I'm hearing Green too. Ooh, but what they say, go with your gut. I'm fighting this, Joe.
This is a good problem to have, in my opinion. If you're sitting here, I mean, Trevor Penning is no slouch either, but I understand what you're looking for.
I'm not doing that.
I understand what you're looking for, so don't get me wrong. But if this is where you're sitting, I'm
gonna go with Green because he's more of the road grader and he played all down the line. So
that's a great thing.
You better go with me. You better do it for me, Green.
Because
I like Zion Johnson too. Y'all feel me? Y'all said Green too. So I need y'all talking in here on my end, y'all.
And Zion Johnson does go to the Bengals.
He went, and that was a great. They need a whole bunch of picks. So
yeah,
Bengals probably would have took Green. If I took Johnson, they would have took Green. You feel me?
Yeah, facts. Now, all right, sitting here, I'm going to tell you right now before I even start looking at the chat, if we could get Christian Harris and pair him with Devin Lloyd, I would cry. I would cry live on air while I'm watching the draft, and I would not even be, ashamed of that. But I know that's not going to happen. I almost feel like just doing it because it's here. Like, that's not my fault that he's there, right?
That Christian Harris is there?
Yeah, that's not my fault.
No, it ain't your fault. I mean, that happens in a draft. That happens a whole lot in the draft. Players drop and fall. Players rise, players fall. That's what it is. Because I know people try to get on me about not getting a safety and stuff, and I ain't going to go that route because I feel like if Stephen Jones is talking about that life of signing his own, then re-sign Curse and freaking Malik Hooker.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, I like Christian Harris. I know people are going to want Jalen Petrie from Baylor. I love Travis Jones. I love I think Travis Jones is like a Jordan Davis light, but maybe a little bit better at pass rush just because he's smaller.
From Travis Jones from Connecticut?
From UConn. Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, that dude's a dog.
I shouldn't have said nothing.
I want to take honestly, I had my mind set on Travis Jones. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you, not even because you just said
you said Christian Harris. Go ahead and pick Harris, bro. Stop.
I know, but that's now that he's there.
You playing.
See,
that's why I don't like you Eagles. See, that's why you Eagles is just like this in real life. Y'all always trying to watch what them Cowboys do.
Nah. Yeah. I'm from Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut.
I know that don't matter. Get Christian Harris and stop playing.
I mean, realistically, that would be like if we're just talking purely like on how we need to build this team, I would love that. If I take Travis Jones, it's kind of a reach, right? Because we do have a Fletcher Cox, we do have a Javon Hargrave, we do have a Milton Williams, which he can play outside or inside. So if we're being honest, I got to talk myself out of that. The Jalen Petrie pick is probably a very smart pick. Honestly, like Jalen Petrie is a very good player, probably the last of the safeties I can see being like maybe a day one starter. Maybe a Kirby Joseph would be interesting, but I don't think he's a day one starter. I think he still needs a little bit of time. You know what? Hey, it is what it is. He's here. I got to do it, man. Christian Harris. I think Christian Harris is another guy that's criminally underrated right now. So I know people ain't gonna like this. I don't know what maybe it's your energy. You just bring that weird energy and now. But the Cowboys are back on the clock.
Oh, so we're back on the clock. Scroll down a little bit. I don't like these guys up top.
My Jai. Drake Jackson's been jumping up boards. Not on this one, but a lot of people been.
Oh boy, my fake chat moment. Okay. Go to defensive tackles. Who look at my defensive tackles and see who's all gone. Okay, I don't have to reach on that. So go to my edge guys.
There's a lot of guys in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Now go to my linebackers. Ooh,
Brian, I can't even say his name.
Yeah, he's too light in the pants for me. I like Darren Beavers too. Ooh, Damone Clark, Chad Muma. I'm fighting this one because it's going to be between Damone Clark and Chad Muma right here. I'm gonna go with Damone. This might be a reach because Chad Muma. I like Chad Muma, but I like Damone Clark for the simple fact that he played with Jabril Cox. He's 6'3". He's 240 pounds. He can play 3 downs. He's physical. He can tackle. I like him. I'm going to jump out there, and some people talk me into him. I like Darren Beavers too, but I think that it would have been between Muma, and so I'm going to go Damone Clark on that one, on that linebacker, get him out the way, and then I know what I might try to come back with next.
Well, I got probably like 15 picks in between yours, so.
Mm-hmm.
You got to love it.
So I got my plug and play with Green, versatile. He can play my guard, can play my tackle.
Ooh,
just in case with Tyron Smith. And then I got my Damone Clark. Who you got?
So I got so far 2 linebackers, cornerback, and an edge. Let's see what we got here. I don't know.
I knew they was gonna take Boy Mafe, man. Chad Muma went too. Damn it.
A lot of Cowboys fans I see are high on Sky Moore.
I like Sky Moore.
See, I love Brandon Smith.
I'm not jumping in the second for him.
Trying to think what we would do here. I want to keep going on that defense, but realistically, if we can pick up a solid wide receiver or a tight end. Because where are we at? We're in the 3rd round.
Yep, 3rd round.
I don't think any of these dudes. I don't think any of these dudes really like the 3rd pick right now. I don't think we would go. Let's see what we got at the offensive line.
Yeah, what's the old line? You got Ed Ingram, Cole Strange.
Yeah, I like Cole, but I think I could wait on him.
I'm trying to think where I'm gonna go 3rd round. While you doing that, I'm trying to think. Well, everybody in the chat, talk to me. What are we looking like?
Oh, maybe I'll pick up Kirby.
What's up?
That might be a great pick.
What we looking?
I might
like
have
in
to
the
do
3rd
Kirby
round,
Joseph.
You doing Kirby Joseph? What we looking around 3rd round, Chad? What position? We got a linebacker, I believe, that can come in and play now. Damone Clark. We got Kenyon Green, who definitely can plug and play your left guard. He can come in and play your left tackle as well if Tyron Smith gets hurt. So you got, I believe, 2 starters. 3rd round, are we hitting? I think I'm looking at edge. Boy, Mafe was my guy, but he got picked up.
Yeah.
I'm looking at edge right now, in my opinion. People would say safety, but I want edge. I think we need edgy because we don't know about.
This is a deep edge drive too. You got Sam Williams still up there. That would be a good pick. You want to look at edge?
Yeah, it's my pick.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I think that would be a reach if I did that. Let me go to my let me go to my receivers. Ooh. I'm going with Jalen Tolbert. I'm gonna go Jalen Tolbert on this one. Now I know people say go for Wandale, he had production, but I saw Jalen Tolbert in that Senior Bowl. He's every bit of 6'2". He's 200 pounds. He's fast. He's you got to catch that ball a little better, but I like him. I think he played really good. He got that speed that you want. And, they're talking about signing Michael Gallup. We don't know that. You don't know what's happened with Amari Cooper, and CeeDee Lamb is one more year in his contract. Could be in his third year. You feel me? You don't know what's happening with Wilson. He's you're a guy that played really good. He may look to get paid. It's an unproven guy with Malik Turner. So this will be a pick that I think will be good. So that's why I went with him. Yep, I went receiver. I know, but check me out on the edge. If this comes back to me, check me out. I'm hoping I took a gamble on this. I took a gamble on this. I took a gamble.
I'm mad Channing Tindall went like literally right before. I was like, finally I could talk about him, but nah, that boy went literally like 10 picks before me.
Yeah, I went receiver. I'm telling you, Jalen Tolbert is a guy you will love, y'all.
I don't want to go with Cole Strange again because, we talked about him last time. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Let me see what we got in that corner. I might go Josh Jones.
Appreciate you, boo. Yeah, rolling the dice, sugar daddy. He said rolling the dice. Yeah, I rolled the dice on that one, dog. I did, but I felt like I would have reached for this particular player if I did this. So I'm gambling right now. I'm keeping it real. I gambled. I did.
I almost want to just look to see what edge it might be just to pick him, just to piss you off, but that's not really where I'm looking.
But that's what them Eagles do, though.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Hey, boo, that's what they do. See, they always
thank you for
watching
Dallas Goedert. We appreciate
you know what I'm saying? They be looking at us. Oh, I think they're gonna take him. We gonna take him.
I'm gonna double up on cornerback. Maybe I shouldn't though.
Where we going, y'all, on this one? Where we going, y'all? Where we going on this fourth pick, y'all? Where we going? We're not bad though right now. We need a receiver, y'all. We do. You can't just pass a guy like that up.
I feel like I should get a wide receiver, but it's like I don't
y'all would like that.
Love any of these guys.
I think especially if you drafted Jalen Tolbert, I think you should be dangling some people out there, particularly Gallup.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm kind of between. I kind of like.
Chris says, "Give me a safety." Lamont says, "DM." Where we going, y'all? Tell me what we looking at. What's the boards? What y'all talking about?
This gonna be a reach.
Blake said he's good with it.
I feel like I'm reaching, but it is what it is.
Who'd you go with?
I'm gonna go with Romeo Doubs from Nevada.
Oh, he's nice though.
Yeah, he's big. That's what we need. We need a big guy on the outside. He's explosive.
Is it my turn now?
So hey, we'll see what happens. Yeah, yes, sir.
Go to edge.
So edge.
Please.
Go to edge. Go to edge. He was like, go to edge.
I knew that. Oh, nope, I got him. Nope. D'Angelo Malone. Get him right now. I gambled right, y'all. Y'all will love that pick. No, I got y'all.
Who is that?
I got you, Blake. So D'Angelo Malone is a guy from Western Kentucky, okay? I watched him at the Senior Bowl. I saw him during practice, and I was like, who's this long, rangy dude? He's about 6'3", 6'4". He's light. He's not a big dude. He's light. He's about 240, and he looks it. He looks light. But, bruh, he is super, ultra, all out, has that, effort, motor, runs high. He's athletic like no other, has power for that size. If you put some bulk on him, dog, he'll be good. He was tearing up them tackles in the Senior Bowl, had a great Senior Bowl. Check him out in that Senior Bowl game. I think he had a sack or two in that game. He was putting heavy pressure, was in that backfield. The Cowboys fans, y'all are gonna love me for that pick. That D'Angelo Malone is a sneaky player. All we need to do is get some bulk on him. I know he didn't play in the big conference, so that's going to probably be a knock. So that's why you don't want to play him early. But that's a guy, I'm telling y'all, that would be a great pick. He would be a good specialist guy for third downs, especially the way Dan Quinn would want to employ him. And he can play multiple. You can move him around, stand him up, put his hand in the ground. Y'all would like that pick, y'all.
I respect that. I respect that. This draft is just so deep, especially on the defense. Oh my, what do I want to do?
So, do y'all know about him? Yeah. Hey, go check him out, y'all. D'Angelo Malone, Western Kentucky. You'll like him, man.
Western Kentucky got a couple guys because isn't that quarterback getting looked at as well?
Yeah, Dallas drafted a quarterback, Mike White, back in a while back from Western Kentucky, I believe, and I wanted him to keep him on the team. I interviewed him a couple times. He had about a 3-game stretch where he played very good with the Jets, and he beat a couple teams, but then he came back to earth being Mike White. But hey, showed a few games.
Yeah, I respect that. Right, I'm gonna take Lecitus Smith here from Virginia Tech. Just get some bodies on that inside offensive line. I think he's a big guy. Yeah, I'll go with that. Nothing too sexy, but I needed all inside offensive lineman, man. We definitely need that. Now I'm definitely gonna go with Damian Pierce. I don't know if I took him last time on this show, but I know I'd definitely taken him before. So I like Damian Pierce, a guy you could probably speak on from the Senior Bowl.
Yeah,
but
I told you I already like him, and the wet round you're picking him, that's great value right there.
Definitely. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. Add him to and we have a nice little offensive line. So you add anybody, I think you're gonna be fine as a running back. You're gonna see some nice success behind this offensive line. Let me see what people are saying because I'm like ignoring the chat. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all though. I'm like, I get too into these, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey, it's good. Hey, yeah, give y'all comments up there so we could everybody's been kind of talking in here, and I like what y'all been saying, and I'm feeling you. Like I said, I want to hear more people what they got to say about Christian Watson. Yeah, he nice. Christian Watson receiver is nice. Oh, they say he wanted Tolbert. I got him though. Yeah, you showed enough 215 about Tolbert. He nice, dog. See, Blake says DT. Happy anniversary, boo.
Oh, happy anniversary, y'all. It's your anniversary today?
Yep.
Congratulations, man.
Four to the face. 4 to the face.
4 years?
Yep.
Damn, that's what's up. I can't get people to deal with me for 4 minutes. How you do it?
Man, bro, somebody dealt with me for 4 years, 7 years, bro. That's amazing. Somebody dealt with me that long.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations, though. That's dope. That's dope. I love that. All right, let's see where we at. Now it's weird because maybe you feel the same way, but it feels like I'm always reaching now because I'm not going with but I gotta just stop looking at the numbers. Because I want PJ Mustipher. I don't know if many people know who he is. Obviously from Penn State, but Penn State had one of the best defenses all year. He was a big part of that. What interior defensive linemen do is not sexy, but he does it in a very good way. Very explosive, I feel like. So, he's not gonna go out there and be a guy that gives you 6-7 sacks, but he'll put some pressure on your quarterback, and he's a really good run stopper. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. And now you're next.
I'm next.
Your turn.
All right. Scroll up. On them defensive tackles, I'm going to go with Otito.
Oh yeah, you liked him last time too. I should have stolen him from you.
Yeah, that's why I stayed quiet. Because I was like,
I think this is how we picked last time too. I think you picked Otito. I picked PJ.
I was like, nope, I'm not going to say nothing because he's going to try to take him in that round. So let me be quiet because that's what the Eagles guys do. So Otito Ogbonnaya, I'm rolling with him. He's 6'3", 330 pounds. Great value for where I picked him at. And I got two guys that have played with two people. I have a guy who do I got? Who do I got? Damone Clark, who played with Jabril Cox, and then I come back with Otito, who played with Ogadazua last year. So they have familiarity on the defense with both players. So I think that's great right there. Oh,
that.
Blake says excellent draft so far, BGJ. Whoop, there it is.
He's loving it. I respect that. My draft's gonna be way better though. I mean, it's so fun.
This is all right. Yeah, I don't know about that best linebacker in the draft, Devin Lloyd thing. That he's gonna be good Devin for Lloyd, y'all, but he's gonna be overrated though. He may get a lot of tackles, but he ain't gonna be great. We're gonna expose him, bro. Watch.
I can't wait. I cannot wait
till the
season starts.
Too light in the pants.
Because I was saying this about Micah. And everybody was like, I mean, he's all right. I was like, watch. This boy's gonna be something different. Nobody wanted to believe me. It sucks that he had to prove it for you guys,
with Devin Lloyd. He ain't gonna be all that.
He's gonna be nice. Watch.
No,
I'm excited for Devin Lloyd. Were you on the Micah Parsons train last year?
Not like I ain't gonna lie. I was not on the train, but I was never on. I was never not on it. You know what I'm saying? I was never like, people were like, would you pick Micah Parsons? I was like, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't sit there and say no. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll definitely pick him. But I said the only way. I said if you're gonna pick a linebacker that early, this is the exact thing I said. If you pick a linebacker that early, he better be a do everything backer. He better be able to cover, blitz, attack, whatever you need. He better be a Lawrence Taylor type. That's what I said he better be. And to me, that's what it was. So I'm not saying I knew that about him, but what I said is you better use him like the way Dan Quinn used him. So, and he has that ability. So in that aspect, it did fall into place with that.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely respect that. Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people was hating on Micah Parsons when it like early on in the year. But we'll see. Yeah. I'm not saying Devin Lloyd is Micah Parsons. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not saying that. But but I think he's gonna be very good. But the Dallas Cowboys unfortunately have another pick. So what you thinking?
All right, so we got let's see, I got my receiver. See, Kivo, look at that. Listen to all that.
Both of them overrated. He said both of them are overrated.
Dean, I told you, Dean got some shortcomings. I mean, here's the thing. Let's be honest, Joe. A lot of people go out there, the so-called draft people, throw certain names out there. People don't watch no damn tape, and they're like, Dean. Not saying everybody. Dean. Lloyd. Never watched the damn tape. Never watched a play. Never said anything about him. But they just said 5 people said Dean is the guy. So 5 people say, get Dean. But they ain't never watched them. And if you really watch these games of these players, I saw things that I'm like, I can take some other guys over them and still be okay. So it's really, you really got to watch the tape, dog, and trust your own eyes. You can't just be believing what 7 people say. That doesn't mean they're right because 7 people said, the same thing about this player. They could all be piggybacking each other. You got to watch it for yourself. And that's what I do. And that's why I'm backing off of Lloyd. And that's why I'm backing off of Dean. I don't want to take him that high now if I don't have to, because I can get a guy who's bigger, just as athletic, and I can slide down and still get somebody else. So to me, why would I do that? That's just, you feel me? Not because of what everybody's saying out there.
Yeah. And if we didn't have 3 first-round picks, I probably would be right there with you. But to me, like I said, I really do, even if it's not that big of a margin, I really do believe that Devin Lloyd is the best linebacker in this draft, even if it's not by a big margin. I think he's the most well-rounded player in this draft, most NFL-ready player in this draft as far as the linebacking position. So with that being said, the Eagles have no linebackers, you know what I'm saying? That's why I even picked another one, because it's we don't have anybody. So if I'm the Eagles, I'm picking the best players you possibly can, and especially on the defensive side. So I feel what you're saying. Don't get me. And that's why I said he's definitely not no Micah Parsons. If I was top 10, I wouldn't probably be looking at Devin Lloyd or even Nakobe. Definitely not Nakobe Dean in no top 10. A lot of these guys I wouldn't be looking at in the top 10, but you got 3 picks from 10 to 20. So, you know what I'm saying? You might as well take the best guys you can, especially at their position, especially at positions you need. He says Jordan Davis will be better. Yeah, Jordan Davis is different.
We'll see. He's good, but
all right. So you guys are up again.
All right, well, Carlos. I'm gonna go with open up the board and let me see what tight ends are looking like.
This is something I need to get a little bit more into, because I know the Eagles are probably going to be looking.
Yeah, I see they took my guy. I knew it. No, they're gonna take my guy. Let's go to safeties. That's why I might touch the safety of the corner right here. Let's see. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and get Vernon McKinley III from Oregon, safety. Whoa, Smoke Monday's there too. Ooh.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Vernon McKinley III. They may look at Smoke Monday because of his size though, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
I know that's somebody that a lot of Eagles fans are bringing up, so we'll see. We will see. There's a lot of good defensive players on this draft.
I like my draft so far. How y'all like my draft so far, everybody in the chat? Give me some grades. Y'all can tell me if it sucks.
Sure, yeah, grade mine too. I like, but no, Eagles fans. We Eagles fans are mean, man. They gonna hate on my John.
Yeah,
either way.
Yeah, I was looking for that tight end.
And give him something to be mad about. But let's see what we're gonna do here. I like Chris Paul a lot, especially at this spot.
Ooh, Blake gave me an A-. I like that.
Oh, they wilding.
He know it.
They grading on a curve.
He know it. He know big game. Hey.
This shit. What we got? We got the interior. Oh, we got two things.
Yours is all right.
I like mine. We winning with mine. That's all.
We winning with mine too. We got starters coming in.
I wouldn't mind getting a cornerback here or even a safety. See, and I get nervous picking cornerbacks because we have like 15 cornerbacks on this roster.
You can never have too many.
You can't, especially when it's the 13 of them aren't that good. So
right,
you know what I'm saying. So I like Tariq Castro Fields, but he's not that great. I'm not gonna say it a lot. Would literally be me. I love him, I do, and I would love to see Castro on the back of an Eagles jersey without me having to pay extra. But yeah, I can't do that. I can't like justify that if I'm being real. I'm probably gonna take him because I have one more pick, and I know you're gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, look at y'all pocket watching." But no, we need a safety.
Yeah, you pocket watching. He know it.
I knew you was gonna say it.
He watching. He like, okay, yeah. He said Smoke Monday. I'm gonna take him.
No, I do. Look, bro. Like I said, the Eagles.
That's what y'all Eagles do.
That's why I was trying to justify a cornerback pick right now because last time I took Marquise Bell, right?
Yep.
I did take Marquise Bell, but I am gonna take your guy. It is what it is. I don't feel bad. You ain't making me feel bad. Smoke Monday, welcome to Philly, baby.
Yeah,
that's where he want to play, anyways. That's where he want to play.
He said, "Dang, why don't you take me? Why don't you take me?" Because I said, "I'm sorry, man. I like the other kids. Sorry, guy."
I like the other kids. We got the Cowboys back on.
All right, so let's go to my tight ends again. I still feel like I want to get a tight end, or it might be another. I don't know. Kind of know some of these guys. Let's go with let me go with an offensive lineman.
Chris Paul is still there. I just said his name.
Hey, yo, say
I just said his name. Look who pocket watching now.
I knew about Chris Paul. Though. Let me see. What are we going with, chat? You know what I'm saying? Let's what are we going with, chat, right here? Because what round are we? Are we the last?
This is
last
the 6th
pick?
round.
Yeah. So this is our last.
Do you have a 7th pick?
No, this is our last pick.
Okay.
No, this is our last pick. So I'm trying to think. Let me go look at my edge guys too. Let's go up. This is a kind of like a fringe pick. I probably because we got a lot of corners. Would they go another corner? Let me go with. Let me look at linebacker. Let me look at linebacker. I probably should do another offensive linebacker. Nah, I'm a pocket watch. Go with Chris Paul. I'm pocket watching. I'm gonna go with Chris. Hey, I
You
need
see how
another.
I felt though, right? You
Yeah,
see how I
yep,
felt. He was
yep,
trying to
yep,
find
yep,
something
yeah.
else.
Oh, yep. I'm gonna go with him because that's another
I respect
offensive
that.
interior guy because we really need to attack offensive line. So he's a last pick. That could be an experimental guy. We'll see. But I like my draft as a whole.
All right, now this last pick, probably gonna piss some people off. Look, if you're an Eagles fan and you got somebody you want me to pick, let me know now before I pick somebody. Because I'll try and be nice because I had not, I ain't really picked nobody I want. He said, Joe, we need to come out this draft for 1 DN, 2 LBs, 2 cornerbacks. I mean, yeah, I didn't get a tight end or a running back, but I don't think that there's anybody I really like. The player I'm about to pick right now, y'all might get upset about. I mean, Tyler Alligator, I wouldn't be mad at. Naylor, I wouldn't be mad at. Jermaine Walker.
There was Vez Jones Jr.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't take him.
Yeah, but I already got my guy in Jalen Tolbert who's going to play immediately. I think he'll play right now. Velus Jones, he could play, but you can use him for special teams. But I believe Jalen Tolbert would play now.
I respect that. There's really nobody like that jumps out at me.
And then, like I said, I would be dangling. He's a free agent, and I don't know what's happening with Michael Gallup. I just probably would let him walk.
Look, man. I'm seeing Skyler because why not? I was really about to. Y'all think I'm capping too. Tyler Alligator. I don't mind him. I really don't mind him. Skyler would be an interesting pick, though. That would be an interesting pick.
I would look
pick.
at
that. How big is he? Is he? Yeah, I thought he was a little bit small. He's only 6'1".
Ooh.
I was like, what is the knock on him? Because I thought that he was just
gotta be that height. Yep.
Yeah, but he's a baller, man. I am gonna go with him. Why not? And
I mean, that'll probably be the pick, right?
Exactly. Yeah, maybe it's a Tom Brady. We're in 6th round, so maybe it's Tom Brady in the 6th round. So I think that's all our picks.
Yeah.
So we'll go over it once it finishes it up. This thing goes as fast as Madden. I like my picks. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you.
Yeah, I like my picks too. I said I don't feel like you had a bad draft considering what we were working with.
Yeah. All right, let's go. So let's look it over. User picks. All right, so the Eagles went ahead, got David Ojabo. We filled that edge rushing position. Obviously a project, like I said before, right? Kaiir Elam. I know a lot of people are probably going to think that was a reach. I don't. I still think that he's probably number 2, number 3 cornerbacks for me. Devin Lloyd. That's the hill I'm dying on. I'm not saying he's going to be the best linebacker in the league, but I think he'll be the best linebacker in this draft. And then you went ahead and took Kenyon Green. How you feel about Kenyon Green?
I feel great about Kenyon Green. I did fight with him and Zion Johnson because Zion Johnson was on the board. I like Zion Johnson. He played left guard, left tackle. He played a little bit of center experimenting, and I thought he played very well at it. Could end up being his best position. So that was a fight because I love his enthusiasm. But at the end of the day, I went with Kenyon Green. He's 6'3", 6'4", 335 pounds. He's a road grader. He played every position except center along the line. He's athletic as hell. He can come in and play for you right now at left guard. If Tyron Smith goes down, you can slide out at left tackle. If you decide to move Leo Collins at left guard. So you got a lot of versatility right there, and he's a guy you can plug in right now.
Yeah, that was a good pick. And I know a lot of Eagles fans were saying to even pick him at 19. So number 24 feels like a great value, right? Yes, and then at number 51, I was able to get Christian Harris. Another guy.
Yeah.
Look, I think Christian Harris is one of the best. I think that Devin Lloyd is a better pass coverage guy, but I don't think it's that far. I think that Christian Harris is like best attribute is his pass coverage. I think that we lack sorely in pass coverage. So I went ahead with Christian Harris. Do I think that that's realistic? Probably not. You know, not even just if he's going to even be there. Looking at the Eagles like draft history, we don't really draft linebackers in the first round at all. So for them to go ahead and get a linebacker at the 19th and at the 51st, my 51st might be a little bit of a stretch of the imagination, but I would love it as an Eagles fan. I think that you add two guys that can start right away, and if you want to keep somebody like a TJ Edwards in the middle of that field, you are allowed to do that now with two guys that can, you know, drop back and drop into pass coverage and let TJ Edwards just kind of fight through the muck in the middle. But I like both of these guys. If you want to put them in the middle, you can do that as well. So I like both these guys. And then you, at 56, 5 picks later, went with Damone Clark from LSU, the linebacker.
Yeah, Damone Clark is a guy that a lot of people were telling me about. Especially shout out to my guy Jalen Barty. He's the one that really put my eyes to him. And he's 6'3", 240 pounds. Played great at the Senior Bowl. Played really good in the Senior Bowl game. I liked him and Tendo. They were both the starting linebackers for the national team. And a lot of people were saying to me that he was a guy that could play multiple positions. But the thing that I really like about him, his size, he can cover. He was a tackling machine. He was a leader. He stepped up each year. He stepped up even more. And once again, I think he can come in and play physical football for you. He can free up Micah Parsons for you. And if you got a Jabril Cox who played with him, I think that's the key. He played with him. So I think they'll have that kind of, you know, I played with you. We have that, you know where I'm going, you know where I'm going type of thing. And I think he's an excellent value. And like I said, he played really good in that Senior Bowl, was really shedding blocks, shedding and making tackles. And that's what you need. And when we can get a defensive tackle, which we'll be talking about later, if he can keep him free, I like what he brings to the table. So I think that's a great pick for that second round with Clark.
Definitely. And then the Eagles went ahead and got a safety, Kirby Joseph from Illinois. Big guy, explosive, good in pass coverage, can come down, you know, fill in the box. Not much I can say. I don't know if he's going to be a day one guy. I feel like he can be. But I like the pick. I needed a safety, and I knew after his name there was a lot of reaches. We obviously did go with another safety, but this is a guy that I think has more of a shot of just getting on the field right away and starting for us, because I don't know what's going to happen with Rodney McLeod. I don't really know what's going to happen with Anthony Harris. So we might have two positions to fill come the new season. So Kirby Joseph has been a name a lot of Eagles fans have been looking at for a while. So I was happy to bring him on the team. And then the Dallas Cowboys, again, 5 picks later, go with Jalen Tolbert from South Alabama, the wide receiver.
Yeah, Jalen Tolbert is a guy that's real sneaky, man. He's climbing up boards, number one. A solid 6'2", not a super big guy as far as the weight. He's about 190, 195. But, man, his straight line speed, he can go. He can get off that line of scrimmage, and he can get on you quickly with that speed. And that's what the Cowboys need right now. You got Amari Cooper. You don't know what's going to happen with him. There's a lot of speculation in the air. CeeDee Lamb will be in year 3, but he doesn't have the speed that Tolbert offers. And even with Michael Gallup, who they'll say he'll be ready from his tore-up knee in August, but it's still a knee, and it took a long time for him to start, so you really don't know what you're coming back with that. As I said, Cedric Wilson is a guy who can play multiple positions, a big guy, but if you look at all those receivers I just named on the team, none of them are deep threats. None of them guys that can take the top off the defense, and this is what this kid can bring. He's definitely a guy I think he can hit the 4.3 range, 4.4 definitely, but he looked like the 4.3 guy, and that's what we need. I think he can be a good smooth route runner. And only thing we got to worry about, he dropped a little bit of balls while he was at South Alabama, so you definitely got to clean that up. But I think his arrow's pointing up. He had a great Senior Bowl. He stood out to me. Him and Christian Watson stood out to me. Definitely Romeo Doubs, who you picked up later, you'll talk about, as another guy I liked. He just gets open, and he's a big guy. So when you talk about those 3 receivers, those guys stood out to me: Jalen Tolbert, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. And for us to get Tolbert, and there's uncertainty in that receiver room, I think that's a good pick, and he can come in and play in right now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I like Romeo Dubes. Negative wise, I don't. I think there's a lot of positives with this guy. Like you said, has the size, he has the speed, he has that separation ability. Good route runner. You worry
Mhm.
about obviously the competition, the level of competition. But you were saying he had a good Senior Bowl, so that's positive to hear. But you worry a little bit about the level of competition. You worry about can he do it at the next level on the outside? I like it. I like the guy. I think that he can. I think that he's somebody that if he can block a little bit better on the outside, especially coming to a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, we're going to be asking you to do that a lot. I think that he can carve out a role very early. Like I said, we don't have many guys that are like that. You look at even a Quez Watkins. I think Quez Watkins is 6 foot tall, but you look at him 6'2", got the size speed combination. So maybe he can jump in there, be our number 3 guy. Gives a little bit to you on the special teams as well, which is something we're lacking. So yeah, I like Romeo Dubes. He usually doesn't fall to the 122 or where I feel comfortable picking him, I should say. So he did, and I like the pick. You were able to get D'Angelo Malone. This was your risk pick. The edge rusher from Western Kentucky. How you feel about him?
Hey, I love him a lot. Like I said, he was a risky guy, because he comes from a smaller school. So just like you said, you only thing you worry about the competition that he really had to deal with. But he's extremely disruptive off the edge. 88 tackles, 16 tackles for loss. He was the defensive player of the year in the Conference USA. As I said, 88 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, and 8 sacks. You feel me? 6'4", 240 pounds. And the biggest thing, man, he plays hard, bro. Like, he's a high motor dude. He plays hard. He hustles, impressive closing speed. The only thing, like I said, his negative to me is he hasn't been played great competition, and he's lean. He's narrow. You can tell when you look at him, you're like, he's the defensive end. That's the first thing you look at, and like, he's a defensive end. But bro, once he starts getting in there and messing with them big guys, he was dealing with 330 pounders, 320 pounders, and I'm telling you, Joe, he was doing his thing with him. He's got a lot of upside. You can use him in a lot of different ways. You could stand him up. You can play him outside as a backer. You can put him down as an edgy guy and put a little bit of weight on him. You'll like what you see from him. So it might be a little potential right there, maybe a Ricci, but for 4th round, I don't feel bad about it. And I feel like he's going to be a lot better than a lot of people would say. And I feel like his arrow is definitely pointing up, and I'm glad we got him. I took a chance because I was thinking about even trying to jump in the 3rd round about him. That's how much I like him. But I waited. I felt like I didn't want to lose Jalen Tolbert because I like him. And for him to come around in that 4th round, I was scooping him up and not playing around. He's going to be a great pick for the Cowboys if that happened.
I'm gonna have to look a little bit deeper into D'Angelo
man.
Malone.
Keep
Did I say that I've been talking about D'Angelo Malone for the whole time? I'm just kidding. All right, so then we got Lecitus. I don't know how to say his name. But we got Lecitus Smith. I'll put everybody together. Lecitus Smith from Virginia Tech, Damian Pierce from Florida, PJ Mustipher. Listen, Smith. The only thing I've heard like negative about him is like he's not one of the best running blockers. I don't know how true that is. That's something that's big for the Philadelphia Eagles. There was Cole Strange there. Realistically, I probably would have taken him in the real world situation. But Smith is another guy that I know is on the Eagles list that they're looking at. So he's a possibility. So I wanted to at least just bring him up. So that's why I did pick him. Not a bad player. I don't want to sit here and act like he's a terrible player. Just his weaknesses may not mesh with our strengths right now. So he might be a project. But we have, again, I've said this, I think every show, and I'll keep saying this, we have one of, if not the best offensive line coaches in the game. So I feel comfortable he'll be able to get Smith where he needs to go. Damian Pierce, I've said this before, not many miles on his, not much tread on his tires. He wasn't really used much in Florida, but had a great Senior Bowl, showed a lot in pass cover protection. That's what a lot of people can run. A lot of people can catch the ball. A lot of people can make people miss. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to the college ranks, you're a pretty decent athlete. That's usually how it goes. But when you can pass protect and you can understand pass protections, that's big, especially in the NFL. That keeps you on the field, right, for 3 downs. So I think Pierce is somebody that can not only be somebody that adds something to your team day one. In a couple years, you might be looking at him as maybe a workhorse, maybe a bell cow. So you'll see what happens, right? So I like Pierce. Mustafa, I like Mustafa. I can't say his name either. Like I said, a run stopper, somebody that's going to clog up the middle, going to take up blocks, going to take up double teams. So I was happy to bring a Penn State guy on the team, and it is something we need. So I didn't feel like it was a reach at that position. And then you went ahead and pocket watched, right? So you got. I ain't even gonna try to say his name.
Otito Ogbonnia. I think I got it now.
Otito Ogbonnia.
But I drafted him on our last show, so nobody was pocket watching on that one. I drafted him on our last show, so I already had him in mind. He's another guy that I felt like played pretty decently at the Senior Bowl. Doesn't offer what a Travis Jones does, as far as holding that, offers that pressure, because I saw a lot of that from Travis Jones. He can really pressure the ball too, so he can get you some sacks. He's hella athletic, but I still need to see more as far as him holding that pocket, and that double team. He has the potential to do it, but I need more of that stoutness. He played with Ogadizua, so that's another player who played with a teammate up in the middle. But you got two guys who you're bringing back, or you got one guy who drafted in last year in the 6th round, in Quinton Bohanna, who was about 6'4", 270. He lost and dropped to about 330. And he said, you're going to see me next year. So he said he's going to see a lot of he's just scratching his potential. So you already got a 1-tech and 0 guy right there. But why not add somebody else who can rotate with that? So that's another guy that you can rotate as a solid 330, and that's a guy that can help your linebackers stay free and be able to do their work. And I like getting him in that value pick. So where I drafted him, I feel good about that. So I've addressed my offensive guard, my line. I've hit the receiver, which was kind of suspect right there. I got a linebacker, which we definitely needed because guys are gone. And then we just came back and hit our defensive tackle. So we're feeling good so far.
Yeah, and then you were able to get safety from Oregon, Verone McKinley III. I don't know much about him, so I would like to hear what you think about him.
I like him for a simple fact that when he first came in his first year, he intercepted 4 passes. So he's a playmaking free safety. 5'11", has some good size. I think he's about 200 pounds, 205 pounds. Oregon plays that fast team. I think one of my guys mentioned it. Oregon always plays fast. They always draft like fast. I mean, they recruit fast type players because they play fast on offense. They play fast on defense. And he's only a redshirt sophomore, so he has a lot of room to grow. Has some pretty decent arms. And like I said, I think he's a playmaker, and I think that's what you want to add to that room in the safety room, especially when you don't know if Curse and Malik Hooker is coming back. I'm really pushing for the Malik Hooker signing, not so much Damontae Kazee, but I'm really pushing for that Malik Hooker re-signing. I said he's only 25 years old. He had 44 tackles, 3 pass defense, 1 interception. His best year was 2019, where he had 5 less tackles and 13 more games started. I mean, actually 10 more games started. So you see where the arrow's pointing up. So even if you re-signed a Malik Hooker, this is a guy that you come in the room and say he can grow with a hooker. You can slide him in and slide him out. So I like what he brings to the table, and I love that he's young and he's a playmaking free safety.
I'm very immature, as you can see. That made me laugh when you say he could grow with a hook. Anyways, I'm very immature. I don't know why that made me laugh, but yeah. So I went ahead and pocket watched. Right, it is what it is.
Yeah, you did.
So I that's gonna be my new favorite phrase. But I went ahead and got Smoke Monday. I do like Smoke Monday. A lot of Eagles fans have been talking about him. I have done my research. He's not somebody that usually comes up this late for me. I don't know. I usually try to pick somebody that I don't really know and then try to look more into them. But Smoke Monday got the size, 6'2", 6'3", something like that, 200 pounds, long arms. I will say he needs to learn how to tackle. I think like every secondary player is one of their knocks is they need to be a better tackler. I think he does kind of slip off tackles a little bit, right? Footwork ain't the best. But this is my second to last pick. I don't see anything but potential in him. If he doesn't work, he doesn't work. But again, like I said, with my first safety pick, we need guys in the secondary. We don't necessarily know if we're even going to have the 2 guys that started last year back at the position this year. So Smoke Monday, welcome on down to the team. and then you wanted to be like me, and you went ahead with Chris Paul from Tulsa, inside offensive lineman. But I think me and you have actually talked. Wasn't he at the Senior Bowl as well?
Yeah, he
Pretty
was
sure
at
me
the
and you
yeah,
spoke about him anyways. But how do you feel
yeah.
about him? Definitely.
I mean, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have great knowledge on him. I know he's got some good size. I think he's more of a what do you call a backup plan, a guy that you really want to see if he can play some multiple positions for you. I think that's the biggest thing with the Cowboys. They like people who can play multiple. So that's what you really want to see. But I think you still had to get if you're going with your last pick and you're looking at what you kind of need, I went to a need kind of thing, and that's where you need some more offensive linemen because you are losing Connor Williams, who was just your 4-year starter since he came in the league. You're figuring out what you're going to do with La'el Collins, so you still don't know what you have in center. So offensive line was still a need. So even though you got a Kenyon Green, you definitely like depth, and I think he helps and adds that depth to your offensive line room.
I respect that. And then I ended off the draft with every Eagles fan's favorite position, a backup quarterback, Skylar Thompson. Like we were saying when I made the pick, I think the only real, I don't want to say only real. Obviously, there's you worry about Kansas State as a competitive football team. They're not playing the top teams in the country. There's a couple things you can say about him. His decision making is not the greatest. The size obviously isn't the greatest, but he got an arm. The kid has an arm. He can run a little bit. I'm not saying he's not, Malik Willis, obviously, but he can run a little bit. He can make plays in the backfield. He's a guy that you see what happens. The Eagles have been known to, we made the unfortunate comment a couple years ago of the QB factory, but even before that, it was very obvious. Like the Philadelphia Eagles like to take late round quarterbacks and try and flip them for assets, whether it be, a Kevin Cobb a couple years, a long time ago. I'm showing my age, but you look at the Eagles' history, you look at some of these guys that they've drafted later in the rounds, they've been able to actually flip them for good assets. So I think this is a guy that you can take under your wing for a year or two, build him up a little bit, and then sell him as like a good backup quarterback at the very worst. So, or maybe he takes Jalen Hurts' job. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows at this point?
That's kind of crazy if that happens.
Crazier things have happened. Now, I want to ask one question. Do you feel you missed anything here? Do you feel, looking at what you were able to get, looking back on it, do you feel like you missed any positions or missed any players that you would want to get in a second go around if we did again?
I think I still looking back at the Zion Johnson thing. I look at my linebackers, even though I got Damone Clark, I did look at the Chad Moma, Tyndale. I looked at both of those, even though Tyndale's a 1-year starter, so I would go with Clark. So I think the edge guy that I think I really maybe missed out on, D'Angelo Malone, is more of a project considering where I'm talking about. But boy, Mafe, I've been really high on him since I saw him at the Senior Bowl at the beginning of the week. And then he proved what I thought was right about him in the game. And he really shot up on the boards with me. So I really liked him. And I seen him and I actually could have took him. But I was like, I don't want to, go second round, because he's still, he's trending. You feel me? But I felt like he was a guy I missed out on. Maybe I could have got a safety earlier, but I'm happy with everything else. But I would say maybe my edge guy and Boy Mafe was something I really had my eye on, and I kind of went with the receiver right there, within those couple picks and the other linebacker. So I think he's the only guy really stood out. I feel pretty good about my draft as a whole, though, because I feel like I touched a lot of things, and I feel like the guys that I did bring drafted can come in and play early now.
Yeah, I will say I do like my draft. Don't get me wrong. If this is what the Eagles came away with, I'd be very happy. If I had to grade my own, I'm giving it like a B+, But I will say the 51st pick probably, or maybe even the 19th pick. If there's a world that Christian Harris really does drop to our second round pick, and we've talked about this a lot, there's a lot of good linebackers here. I love Devin Lloyd. I do. But do you get a top tier wide receiver in this draft if you can? Do you get maybe another cornerback? Do you maybe get another edge guy? And that's kind of the question I'm asking myself now, because the talent does drop off a little bit more than maybe I gave it credit for. So I
Mhm.
mean, like I said, I do like this draft. Don't get me wrong, but maybe I could have went with a higher rated cornerback. Maybe I could have went with a wide receiver and got myself a day one starter, off the rip, or a Jamison Williams that maybe turns into a number one, or who knows. But maybe an interior offensive line as well. But I like what we did here. We need to go defense. We need defense, and I think that's what we got done. So yeah, some things I can go back and maybe we fix it next time. But I like what we got right now. You got a super chat.
Yeah. Shout out to my sis, Miss Charles. She comes with the $5 holla, says happy anniversary, big bro, and sis, Miss Annette. Love you both, and we love you too. She's been a hello supporter. 14 months in the game. She's been a supporter member to the big game, James. So you already see where the faithfulness is. And she supports Cowboys Nation like no other. Law Nation, Boss Cowboys. She really supports Cowboy Nation. Always the spark of positivity, always showing love. And you just don't get that kind of stuff from a lot of people, man. For real, the faithfulness, the
Facts.
love, and I really appreciate her more than she probably even knows. So shout out to you, and thank you for the donation, and thank you for being a part of the Big Game James family for as long as you have.
That's love. That's love. So listen, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I appreciate you, James, and I appreciate my girlfriend too, because I know she's watching, and now I feel
Yeah.
like I'm gonna go get you some
You
flowers,
better.
baby.
Yeah. Go get it. Yeah. The heat is on.
James making me look bad now, man. I love you too, girl. I love my baby. You amazing. You amazing. But no, I appreciate everybody tuned in, man. I appreciate everybody on James' channel, on my channel. If you're on my channel, definitely go check out James. If you are on James, definitely come check me out. But we're gonna do this every Sunday. This is only episode 4. It's gonna get more heated. It's gonna be way more fun. But this was I love that we added the mock draft to this, because that really does bring a different.
It does. It makes it like really. Every time we do it, it makes us, because we're studying each week, and then it makes us. I like it better because we're dabbling into these players. So, when we first started, we were more top heavy, like first couple of rounds, we were looking at those round guys, but we're really looking at those mid round guys. And I feel like we're really putting our study game to use, because now when them third, fourth rounds are coming, we're like, all right, I want this guy, or already I have a lookout for this dude. You feel me? Because we're putting in that work and really looking at these players. So, and by the time the draft comes, I'm not gonna say we're gonna be extras on it, but when these players are following, I'm like, I know about him. I know about him, and that's what I really like about it. And when I first came into this game, Joe, I was telling my boo this, that when I came into this, I didn't, shout out to my dad, Sugar Daddy Williams, with the $5 holler too. Really appreciate you. Says stay real, and I always will. But when I came into this, big dog, I was coming into this scouting and recruiting. I took a scouting and recruiting class in 2015, and me and a homeboy kind of had an idea of what we want to do with scouting and recruiting, and I started doing the scouting and recruiting with high school and things of that nature. So the Big Game James kind of just morphed, and so did the Dallas Cowboys. But I always had got into this to scout and recruit. So this is really just picking something that I always love to do, and now I'm just really trying to go hard in it. So this is something that I like. So when you said let's do this, this is something that like made me want to just jump all in on this.
Yeah, and it's funny because I get to see what you're saying, and then it makes me want to go look up these guys. And like you said, it's just going to get deeper and deeper each week. I have been talking to some prospects. It's about getting them on Sunday. That's what I want to do now. I want to get them on this show. So at worst case scenario, we might have to, I might have to hit you up during the week and say we got to record a quick interview, and we'll just play it live on Sunday. But I am talking to some prospects, so we do have some stuff that's going to start coming together. So this is gonna be fun, and the super chats just don't stop coming. You got your boy, I can't even Kusai Blake. Did I say it right?
Yeah. Keep on growing, bro. We got you. Touchdown. He always comes with the $7 holler for the touchdown. So, man, like I said, I love my peoples, man. They faithful. They good. I mean, and the thing I love about my peoples, bro, like with you come over here, they may talk a quick trash, but my peoples, they real rational fans. We keep it real. I like my fan base. If you say it's a fan base, or just my people who really mess with me, we keep it real. So it ain't like we hate on people because we see the real side of everything. And I feel like that's the type of crew that comes with us. We goon squad over here, dog, but we definitely keep it real on both sides. So man, I really love the people over here, and I respect the people over there in your Philly crew, because even when I was on your station, when I first came in, they was going ham on me, but when they saw hey, this ain't that same type of cowboy guy, a lot of people was like, okay, we cool, let's talk football now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. And we've not to drag it out anymore, but we have both worked hard to try and build a community like this. So it's nice that it's finally taken fruition. But yeah, man, I mean, next week we're gonna do the same. We're gonna be right back Sunday. I'm sure a lot is gonna happen over this week. We got scouting combine coming up pretty darn soon. Yeah. I'm excited. It's only gonna get deeper. So before we get out of here, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Yes, sir.
I don't really have much else to say, man, other than we appreciate you guys. Is there anything you want to say before we get out of here, James, and play the best outro in the game?
The best outro in the game, man. No, just continue to support us, man. I shared this on Twitter on my page. Hit a like, retweet it everywhere. And like I said, this is something that we want to grow and let get bigger, and it's going to continue to, we really want to push this. So as much as you can support this, that's my main thing. Support. And so we can get this out there and show, two teams and two different fan bases actually can dislike each other, but like each other.
Especially ours. We deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for what we're doing.
For real, because this is cordial every single week too. Because as I said before, my Uber driver wanted to throw me out when he knew I was a Cowboys fan.
I probably would have too, even if I knew it was you. But either way, man, y'all know what it is, man. We out of this. Peace. Peace.
We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a heart.